Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about an album that is considered, at least at one time, better than the Beatles' Abbey Road. What am I talking about? I'll show you here in this video. Also, I will give you my honest take on the Abbey Road half-speed mastering because some people really love half-speed mastering by Abbey Road. Other people do not like it at all, and I now have enough of it that I can give you my honest take on what I think about it. So if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Let's go ahead and get started with something I picked up recently that I really love, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, and this is on the Mobile Fidelity original master recording. And I think Mobile Fidelity has just hit it out of the park when it comes to Bob Dylan's discography. I didn't think I was going to be able to find this one. Thankfully, there was some of these at the In Groove, and I was able to pick one up. Just a fabulous record of all of his greatest hits. My copy is number 3613. I'm sure everybody's going to be clamoring to have that particular copy of it. You know, that's just a joke, of course. Also, I want to show this because I think it's so cool. The gatefold is a picture of that iconic poster that came out in the original albums. And I don't think there's ever been a more popular and iconic poster. It is so hard to find an original now and find that poster still in it. So I love having this one. It sounds fantastic. And the next record I'm going to talk to you was given to me as a VCLT by Jeff at Jeff's Various Vinyl. He has an amazing channel. He does such a good job. And he was kind enough to send this wonderful record my way. Enuff Znuff came out in 1989. They are a glam metal band. And you can't really tell that by the cover. Usually when it's glam metal, the band is on the cover. Their hair is out to here, like mine was at the time. But they were a really high quality band that I think were really going places, had the grunge trend not just took over. They were really good. And this is a great record. I love the song New Thing. I love Fly High Michelle, Hot Little Summer Girl, Little Indian Angel. They put out some really good stuff, and this is on a really beautiful purple vinyl. I love the green and purple combination on here. So Jeff, thank you so much. That was such a wonderful gift, and I really do love that album. And now I'm going to show you the record that at one time was considered better than Abbey Road. Of course, history has a way of straightening things out. And you know what? It's still, though, music. It's subjective. It's people's opinions, right? For me, this one falls a little short of Abbey Road, but not much. It's still one of my favorite records. And what am I talking about? Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I did splurge and buy the one step of it. So why am I saying this is better than Abbey Road? Because in 1970, this album won Grammy of the Year over the Beatles' Abbey Road, Crosby, Stills and Nash, the Fifth Dimension's Age of Aquarius, and also it beat out Johnny Cash at San Quentin. I mean, that was fierce competition, and yet this album won. And I love this. I think it's fantastic. Songs like God Bless the Child and You Make Me So Very Happy. I sing that song to my dog every single day. I tell her, you make me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. And also the song Spinning Wheel. So this album came out a little before my time, but the hits played all through the 70s. And when Mom had the radio on, I heard all of these songs. So it's also a really cool big band sound in the same way the early Chicago records were. And I recently read the autobiography by John Fogerty, and he brought up Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Chicago, and he said he just didn't like that big band sound. He just didn't care for that. I love it, but of course, John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival was a little bit more organic and just a totally different style, and I love them too. But this was a great record, and I love having the one step, even though you can find this in any dollar bin for $3 to $5. I love having the one step of it, the 45 RPM. It sounds amazing. And of course, this copy is number 1955. Again, a number, this is a number everybody's going to be clamoring for, right? But I really love this, and it was worth every penny to me. And I'm not going to buy every one step. I'm not a collector of one steps, but if it's an album that I personally treasure, yes, I'm going to pick them up, and I think it's wonderful. Now I want to talk to you about, again, Mobile Fidelity, because I picked this one up, The Pretenders Learning to Crawl. And I got this copy from Toad Hall Books and Records out of Rockford, Illinois. I ordered it online, and I have to say, when it comes to Toad Hall and the In Groove, any records I have got, I've never suffered from any seam splits or any problems whatsoever. The records come in wonderful condition. And this is a fabulous record by The Pretenders. I love the song Middle of the Road. It wasn't something I really liked when it came out, but I learned to appreciate as I got older. Back on the Chain Gang was really cool. Show Me, another hit. The song 2,000 Miles is really beautiful, and I think we hear it every Christmas time. And I love that it's the last track on this album, because you can take it off if you're not in the mood to listen to a Christmas song. And also there's a song on here called My City Was Gone. And what I think was really unique about that song is, for over 30 years, Rush Limbaugh, who recently passed away, he used that as his theme song. And he is a political commentator from more of a conservative, right-wing type of politics. Chrissie Hynde is more from the left-wing, liberal type of politics. But she allowed him to use her song, the song by The Pretenders, as his theme song. Her dad loved Rush Limbaugh, from what I understand, and she let him have that. He paid her royalties, and every penny of the royalties she made from Rush Limbaugh went to the political causes she personally believed in. I think most of the money went to PETA. So I think that's a really cool story. You know, I wish we could all get along like that. And this particular copy is number 4,358. So this is a really great sounding record, and I love having it in the collection. This next record is one I never thought I would find, but it was given to me as a gift from Michael from Nebraska. So thank you, Michael. This is Julian Lennon's Everything Changes. A very hard record to find. And I love Julian Lennon's voice, because it is unique, it is his own, and yet there is a little bit of something in there that sounds like his dad. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he sounds like his dad. And it's a very uplifting album, full of songs that I think are very encouraging. And I've never owned Julian Lennon on vinyl, although I've loved the song Velotte since it came out. And it came on a really cool clear vinyl. So I am so appreciative to receive this as a gift. Thank you so much, Michael. That is fantastic. And again, a wonderful record that I otherwise probably would have never found. Now I want to talk to you about another Mobile Fidelity record. And the song on here that everybody knows, and what made this particular album famous, is something that was from the 70s. And the 70s were known, there were some ballads that came out that were so iconic. They just absolutely blew up in popularity. Debbie Boone's You Light Up My Life, Eric Carmen's All By Myself, and this one. This is a fabulous song. Nilsson Schmilsson is the album. Harry Nilsson is the singer. And the song Without You. Everybody knows that one. Whether you think you know it or not, you know it. It was originally written and performed by a band called Badfinger, and they did a really good job on it. Harry Nilsson took it to piano and just took it, in my opinion, to new heights back in the 70s. A beautiful, haunting, heartbreaking song from the 70s. And who would ever think anything good would have came off the cover of this album? I thought that was really risky. Why did they put something like this on here for such a beautiful record? I love a lot of these songs on here, and this original master recording is a 45 RPM delight. Sounds perfect. It's so beautiful, you guys. I can't tell you. The gatefold, it's kind of plain, but what a beautiful record. My copy is number 1439. It's just one of those examples of you can never judge a book by its cover. And this one fits into the same mode. This was also a gift given to me by Michael in Nebraska. Jimmie Spheris, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly because he is fantastic. This is Ports of the Heart. What a crazy, silly album cover. And yet, the singer-songwriting of this album will take your breath away. I'd never heard it before. It is so fantastic, you guys. If you ever see this one in the record store, it's not that expensive, probably. Pick it up. It's fantastic. And this Jimmie Spheris sadly died back in 1984 from a motorcycle accident. He was killed by a drunk driver. Here is his picture. He looked a little bit like Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, from the Green Bay Packers. But wow, what a beautiful album on a goofy cover. I mean, look at these. Just, you can never judge a book by its cover, and that's what I love about albums. You look at the album artwork and you just don't know what lurks inside. It's so cool. And this was a beautiful record on the iconic Epic label. This is a record I've been wanting for a long time. It's hard to find in really good condition, and I finally found a reissue on the direct metal mastering, Rush's Fly By Night. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite album covers of all time. I love the colors. I love the artwork. It's so perfect. And while I was, initially I would say this album isn't quite as good as Moving Pictures or Permanent Waves or 2112, this is a really good record. Fly By Night's a huge hit. And Neil Peart, he was such a great drummer. So I love having a beautiful copy of this record. It was hard to find. And now I want to talk to you about the Abbey Road half-speed mastering. I finally have enough records that I can tell you what I think about it. And, it is a little bit of not controversial, but a lot of people have some really strong opinions. And I saw this box set. I was watching Rachel the Music Man, and she had this box set. She was showing a video where she had totally renovated her music room, and oh my goodness, you've got to check out that video because she did an amazing job on her music room. She made it look fantastic. It's so beautiful, so creative, and she had this box set, and I've always wanted to have more by The Police. I had the Greatest Hits album, and I had Synchronicity, but that's all. And I'm a huge fan of that early 80s music, from 1980 to about 1983, 1984. I totally dig it. I gotta say though, the late 80s for me, not so much. I don't care for the stuff that was coming out in 1988. I just didn't care for the later 80s at all. But the Police were part of the early 80s, late 70s, and I love having all of these albums. This is kind of a rarities, B-sides type of record. It's an interesting listen. But then we get into really cool albums. And I would say, I would rank these in the order that they were put out. Like the first album that came out is my least favorite, although it's fantastic. We've got Outlandis de Amor. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not, but Regatta de Blanc is fantastic. Zenyatta Medata, I love that one, fantastic. And then we get into my two favorites, Ghost in the Machine. What an iconic cover. I've always loved this album, and I've never owned it on vinyl. Love it. So beautiful. I love the song Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, and Spirits in the Material World are beautiful. Synchronicity. This has got to be my favorite album by The Police. And like I said, this is a half-speed mastering by Abbey Road. I do not believe it is analog. I believe it's digital. And I think it sounds pretty good, to be honest with you. Is it as good as Analog Productions and Mobile Fidelity? No, it lacks something. It lacks that analog sound, in my opinion. But I've just got to say, I am quite pleased with these. I think they sound really good. I'm just not, I don't get me wrong, I think digital can be done right. I really prefer analog, but I think these sound really good. So I was able to get this wonderful box set by the Police. It was a tremendous bargain, and I'm so glad I got it. So for me, Abbey Road's half-speed mastering, it's going to be probably for me a deal where if I can get it at the right price, I will have no hesitation with picking it up. Will it be the best sounding recordings in my collection? Probably not. Will it be in some of the best? Yes. It's definitely what I would say. I hate to say this. It's good enough, okay? It sounds good. You're not going to be disappointed. So that is my video for the week. And my video's over. I'm going to link the link below for Rachel, the Music Ma'am, so you could check out her live streams and the video of her music room tour, and also Jeff at Jimmie Spheris Vinyl. He's a fantastic channel too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.